So it's fair to say that ICE, the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency over in the United States, have been in the news a lot. Very rarely for good things at the end of the day, very controversial things happening over there. We're not going to specifically touch on that today in the video, but we are going to talk about someone who was impersonating an ICE agent, pulled over an unmarked police car, according to police over in Minnesota. Let's have a look at this one, guys. Interesting, because of course Minnesota is one of the northern states. They are on the border with Canada, so ICE are probably very active up there, but how has this happened? Why has this happened? And what is going to happen from here? Let's have a look. A man from Minnesota is accused of impersonating a police officer while harassing a real officer in an unmarked squad car on a highway, leading to a bizarre roadside confrontations, according to the authorities. Luke A. Reuter, who is 47 years of age, is facing charges including assault with a dangerous weapon, fleeing a peace officer in a motor vehicle, and impersonating a peace officer, according to a criminal complaint filed on September 12 in Hennepin County. An officer with the Maple Grove Police Department was driving on Interstate 94 at 9:40 in the morning on September the 11th. When investigators say a vehicle driven by Reuter began tailgating the officer, who was driving at the 60-mile-an-hour speed limit, the complaint said. The officer was in uniform, but driving an unmarked police cruiser, so presumably he thought that was just an average member of the public. But it wasn't. A few moments later, Reuter accelerated and changed lanes as if to cut the officer off, and the officer flashed his lights and stated, "Slow down," before turning his lights back off, according to officials. Further down the highway, investigators say Reuter pulled up alongside the officer while holding an object in his hand, and the officer sped up to get away because he didn't know what the object was. Reuter drove up to the unmarked car again, pointing a cell phone at the officer, then cut him off and slowed down in front of him, according to authorities. The officer took an exit off the highway in an attempt to get away from the vehicle or to initiate a traffic stop, according to the complaint. Reuter followed and the officer stopped and radioed in for backup. Reuter pulled up behind the officer, a red light shining from the driver's side of the vehicle, according to police. Then he got out, wearing an anti-ICE hat reading, expletive, ICE. I reckon the F word was probably the expletive there. And started walking towards the officer, according to the complaint. Defendant stated he had a body camera while pointing a cell phone at the officer as if he was conducting a traffic stop. The officer told Reuter he was under arrest and he returned to his car to get away. "You're under arrest. Oh no, I'm getting out of here." Though the officer blocked his escape 3 times before he managed to flee the scene. At one point, officials say Reuter nearly hit the officer while in his car. Investigators said they discovered that during the incident, Reuter called 911 and said he'd been just in a hit and run with a fake police officer. He's trying everything to get out of this one, just making it worse, just digging himself an even deeper hole down there, man. My man's going to be in China at this rate. He's going that far. Police located Reuter at his home in Invergrove Heights and arrested him the same day, according to the complaint. Inside Reuter's car, investigators say they found numerous red and blue lights, a police-style flashlight, as well as a rear-view mirror-mounted dash cam with cords and 4 interior LED light bars with remote and cords. Absolutely bonkers. I mean, for one, right, he's really unlucky that's a police officer in an unmarked car. He obviously assumed that was a general member of the public, and I'm not having sympathy for him if anybody says that, right? It'd be worse, obviously, if this was an innocent member of the public, because they wouldn't have been able to defend themselves. They would have thought that's a genuine ICE officer or whatever, you know. They had no idea what that could be. So, yeah, I mean, unlucky, man. You know, you got caught, and rightfully so, and you're going to get in serious trouble for this. Impersonating an officer, harassing an officer like that, running away from the scene. That's a lot of crimes, man. You're going to be behind bars for some time because of that, and rightfully so. Guys, if you've heard of any similar cases like this in the US, get your stories in the comments below. I want to hear what you have to say, as always, on this one. Like, share, comment, subscribe for more stories from the weird and wacky world of motoring.